come on, we're in a house of God. Chief Hodgins for that recognition.
FDNY members who booed New York Attorney General Letitia James at a promotion for FDNY firefighters on Thursday is now leading to backlash. The FDNY memo saying it was disrespectful to boo James and adding, quote, they should understand that BITS or Bureau of Investigation and Trials is gathering video and identifying members of that brought discredit to the department. We wanted the members to come forward. They will come to HQ to be educated why their behavior is unacceptable.
Andrew Ansbro is the president of Uniformed Firefighters Association, represents 20,000 active duty and retired New York City firefighters. Andy, welcome, and thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
This got a lot of press because it's not often that we see the AG coming over for this promotional ceremony for the firefighters, and maybe you can explain why she was there to begin with, but then also the response she received, and then the letter that followed. It's kind of a saga we're keeping track of. Can you start at the beginning?
Right. Well, the Attorney General was there because a friend of hers was getting sworn in as a department chaplain. I have a relationship with the Attorney General. We're very friendly. It's unfortunate that members booed, but again, they didn't understand the purpose that she was there for, and they saw her attendance was kind of political, and they responded in kind. These events tend to have a carnival atmosphere. I mean, if you listen to the tapes, someone blows an air horn, which people even laugh when it happens. Unfortunately, things might have got out of hand, but the fact that the department is now looking at disciplinary matters now is just absurd.
Why do you think that there is this recourse here and this education, and they're trying to find these people so that they can educate them on the type of protocol? You say that this hasn't really happened very often in years past. Why do you think that it's
Well, there have been
now?
plenty of incidents in other events over the years, and for them to go after members now is disingenuous. They're asking members to turn themselves in or they will be hunted down. At this point in time, I don't even know what they would charge them with, but I do know in our regulations we have something called failure to supervise. And at no point in time did I see any of the department brass get up and attempt to gain control of the situation. We have a saying that you learn in the academy, it's called lock it up. And when an officer says that, you settle yourself down. At no point in time did that ever happen. It's disingenuous for later on the day or in the days following for them to turn around and call the dogs on everyone. They got to look at themselves and see, did they do what was right at that time? And the answer is no.
Yeah, because they came out with the letter, at least a few days after the ceremony took place. I think we've got a little bit more of it, saying here that members have a right to political beliefs, but you don't have a right to make a job-related ceremony political in nature. When you're not on duty, feel however you want about politicians, do it on your own time. So I guess from the letter, Andy, is where they take issue with the fact that this was a ceremony in nature, but...
Absolutely understandable, but if it took them a long time afterwards to figure out what went wrong and they didn't see it in the moment and deal with it, maybe we can have a talk about it, but discipline, I don't think that's necessary.
Would they be getting education if they were chanting Biden, Biden, Biden in that?
I find that unlikely, but we have all types in our union. But there are Democrats, there are Republicans. We represent 20,000 people of all varying backgrounds. I think people reacted to her being there, and not in a way that I thought was respectful, but people are going to behave in the carnival atmosphere at those events. It happens all the time.
Do you think that that the right of free speech, that's been the argument here, that they should have the right to say whatever they want? Is that a proper argument, or does protocol and ceremony come first?
Well, we hold ourselves to a higher standard. The department would like to hold us to a higher standard, and we understand that. It wasn't the time or place. And again, I understand that we need to have a discussion amongst ourselves about what we're going to do. Discipline, not discussion. And again, as I said, all of the brass from the department were there. They could have done something at the time, and it just unfolded the way it did. At no point in time did they do anything to stop it.
Do you see anyone coming forward and say, oh, hey, by the way, that was me. I shouted out Trump because maybe I take issue with how the Attorney General of the state is going and focusing all of our efforts on the former president and his civil issues and his businesses in the state. And that was me. And by the way, let me sign up for the education. What does that entail?
I really don't know, but we're going to vigorously defend our members. Yeah. We think this is unwarranted, a witch hunt where they really should be looking at the way they handled it.